Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Spring Fever. As always, it is me, XFL Jim, joined by the one, the only, the incomparable Erik, aka Uncle Rico. What's up, dude?
What up, dude? Dude, how do you feel that it's over, man? How do you feel right now, bud?
Honestly, empty, but in a happy way. Like that post release feeling you get with sex every once in a while. I feel like a shell of a man, but I feel content.
Okay. How was catching that 14-1 we talked about?
It felt so good. That was just the icing on the cake. That was just the mwah. Us calling our shot from the mountaintop. The beautiful Renegades came home to roost. Of course, we're talking about the XFL championship game that the Renegades won 35-26. I would say this is a fairly comfortable win. Didn't really sweat it out that much at all.
I would say the game was never really in doubt. There was a couple times when you thought maybe if they scored here, but it was never really in doubt. The Renegades controlled the first quarter, moved the ball up and down the field. They only had 3 plays in that first quarter, the defenders, -1 yard total. And they just had no answer for the Renegades' quick passing offense. They were slinging it to the outside.
Yeah, I was gonna say my biggest the biggest loser of the game was Greg Williams, in my opinion.
Yeah, the tight end for the Renegades, it blows my mind he's not in the league. He needs to be in the league.
He will be. Canella's gonna get an invite. Canella will 100% get an invite. Sal Canella went 4 for 71, 17 yard per reception, and a touchdown. Him and Tyler Vaughn's, like, this is the game I've been expecting out of Vaughn's for a long time. He didn't let me down at all. The Renegades offense was mwah, but like we alluded to, Greg Williams, he has one mode and it's blitz, blitz, blitz. When it's not working, it really doesn't work. Because I wouldn't put this loss on the DC offense.
Live by the blitz, die by the blitz.
That's Dr. Heat, dude. That's how Dr. Heat does it. This is also Jordan Thomas' worst game.
Worst game by far. I was calling for freaking the King, but you know what? No love for my boy. No love for my boy.
Didn't get one snap.
Kelly Bryant got more run.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that the Renegades were the team to really do the dual quarterback thing over DC. Didn't see that one coming.
It made 0 sense to me what DC was trying to do offensively. Like 0 sense when you kind of look back at it and look at the big realm of the game.
I don't know why you don't play Derek King at all when that's what you've been doing all year and it's been working out. Why go away from it then?
They just felt the scoreboard pressure. Dude, we're down. We need to get a score here. Let's put Tamu in because King can't throw the rock.
Maybe. So, Erik, what did you think of the season as a whole?
Entertaining, except for Las Vegas. Every site is visually appealing to the eyes. I think their big issue is finding out what to do with the Las Vegas. Obviously, they can't play at that baseball field in my eyes because visually it looks awful. I'm concerned, safety concerns for the players on the wet field. And just for when you play at the Alamo Dome and what's the place that the Battlehawks play at?
Just the Dome. It's just called the Dome now, I think. It's not the Elite Dome, but whatever.
But you see where the Guardians playing, you see these immaculate.
Even where DC plays at a soccer field.
Yeah, but visually it looks good. The place where Las Vegas played looked awful, and you got to switch that. You and I talked about it before. We really feel they really wanted that Vegas market and rushed to put a team there with not having all their T's crossed and I's dotted, and then they were kind of stuck playing at this baseball field. It's going to be interesting to see going into next year what the Rock and crew decides to do to everything. I'm also interested to see the big jump from year 1 to year 2. We're seeing it in the USFL. It's just a lot better. I think it's going to be a lot better quality football overall. And also, we got some coaches here that are they going to be around? Are they going to make the jump? There's a lot of moving parts. I'm just really interested to see what happens moving forward.
If you had to pick one coach that's not going to be here next year, who's your top pick?
Oh, Woodson.
Woodson over Buckley.
Yeah, I think Buckley started turning around toward the end of the year.
I think so too. Woodson, he just seemed fed up with the whole thing.
Yeah, I think he's going to be gone.
What I would tack on that I want to see in year 2 is also we had the same little kerfuff with the USFL. Is I want to see a jump in advertising and pushing the league out.
I thought the advertising
it needs to happen.
I thought it was
okay. It was okay, but I want better. I want better than okay for my league, Erik.
I think one thing that could have been done. Now, hear me out here before you yell at me, Jimbo. Hear me out before you yell at me, Jimbo.
I will listen.
It's on Fox. It's on ESPN. They have
it's not on Fox.
I'm sorry, on ESPN. My fault. On ESPN. I don't know what I was talking about. Sorry.
It's on ABC.
Yeah, but ESPN, the umbrella, the ESPN network.
Yes.
Why aren't you taking whoever like from the league and going to these other events? You know what I mean? Like, okay, here is oh my God, I'm spacing on the quarterback there. Luis Perez. Here is Luis Perez, like throwing out the first pitch at the Texas Rangers game against the Oakland A's. You know what I mean? Like, why aren't you doing that? Like, that just doesn't, I don't know. Like, I think there's a lot of marketing stuff they could do, and it would just be tied into the ESPN, and it would just help draw people there, and you'd be using ESPN's product. Why aren't these guys?
You see it with Fox and the USFL. The Fox pushes the USFL like crazy on all of its other platforms.
Yeah, like, or even like having, what I'm seeing is like, you have money, like, why aren't you taking them to a, you know what I mean? To a game, promoting it. Like right now, like hypothetically, let's say like the Heat are playing Boston right now. Oh no, yesterday, the Nuggets game was on ESPN. Why isn't there a flash? Oh, look, XFL champ, Luis Perez. You know what I mean?
To talk about it. Yeah.
Or even just give him a camera shot. You know what I mean? Like one camera shot in the thing. Like, I don't know, like just doing like little stuff like that, or leading into it like at a hockey game, because ESPN has hockey now. ESPN has so many sports going on it. Why aren't you having someone there and promote? You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be an interview, just a visual promotion.
Maybe now they can force Pat McAfee to talk about it.
Well, Fox does it all the time with their new shows. Like anytime there's a new show, you'll see like, okay, here's the cast of show X in the stand. You're like waving, like, why aren't you doing that? And I hate Pat McAfee. I've never watched anything he does. I think he's the biggest. I can't stand that.
Hate's a strong word.
Hate him.
I didn't know you hated him. I didn't know you could hate someone who was so milquetoast.
I don't even know what that means, dude.
He's just like he's a fence sitter. He doesn't really have opinions.
He's just loud, annoying, and fucking idiotic.
He is loud. I will give you that. I kind of like some of his stuff, but he's a fence sitter. He doesn't come out with opinions.
No. I'm just
not a fan. Overall season, 2 thumbs up for me. At least 1.5 thumbs up from Erik.
I think my thing is this: you can always do more.
Oh, you can always do more.
And I think that's the thing they need to do right now. I think they could do a little bit more with it. So
let's run through the list of players so far that have gotten NFL contracts, shall we? CJ Brewer, D-line.
You're not starting out with Jack Cohn?
He hasn't gotten a contract yet. He hasn't gotten a contract yet. He just got a training camp invite. These are contracts. So CJ Brewer, defensive lineman for the Houston Roughnecks, got a contract for the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Like it.
Lucas Dennis, safety for the St. Louis Battlehawks, got an offer with the Falcons. I know they're your hot team.
I love me some Falcons.
DiNucci got like a $900,000 1-year contract with the Denver Broncos.
He'll probably get some run because Russell Wilson's that effing bad.
He might. Austin Failu, defensive lineman for the Seattle Sea Dragons, is now on the Seahawks.
Okay.
Jack Heffen, D lineman for the Houston Roughnecks, is now on the Saints. Antoine Jackson, D lineman for the Seattle Sea Dragons, is on the Panthers. You'll notice a lot of these guys will be like Sea Dragons, Battlehawks, guys who were eliminated a little bit earlier so that they had time to declare and do training camps while the Renegades and Defenders players were playing for the championship. Nico Lalos, linebacker for the Seattle Sea Dragons, is now on the Saints. LaCall London, D lineman for the Battlehawks, is on the Falcons. John Parker Romo, the best kicker in the league, is on your Detroit Lions.
There you go.
Bryce Thompson, safety for the Seattle Sea Dragons, is on the Dolphins. Barry Wesley, D lineman for the Seattle Sea Dragons, is now on the Falcons. And then they just added 7 more today. Luke Barku, quarterback for the Brahmas, he was stellar all year, is now on the Steelers. This is one we've been calling out, I think, all season, is Hakeem Butler is now a wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I like that.
That's a great. Here's my one thing though. Here's my one thing, and you may hate me for saying this. I think he's good enough though. Okay. Where if you would have went to a weaker wide receiver room,
he's
a relevant player. Yeah. You kind of look at what the Steelers have. You're not going to be above Deontay Johnson. You're not going to be above George Pickett. So you're already number 2 on the list. So it's just kind of number three on the list. So I don't know. It's just
I don't think it hurts to be a number 3. I think he could be like a rotation guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, excuse my language, he's fucking good.
I think he's good too. Our boy Jacques Patrick, one of the best running backs in the league, is now on the Broncos.
Oh, and I forgot. They signed Allen Robinson too.
The Steelers got Robinson now?
Yeah, the Steelers got Robinson. I totally forgot.
Could he be good in that system? I'm always trying to think. I'm always trying to hope he gets back to what he was with the Bears.
Yeah, he sucks. He's done. I mean, I'm looking at right now. They don't even have him listed.
Yeesh.
Jeez.
Charleston Rambo, shout out, awesome receiver for the Guardians. He's on the Eagles now. And Jordan Thomas for the Guardians, who was one of the best tight ends in the league, is on the Panthers.
Okay, that's a good run.
I'm trying to see. I want to know what the fuck is Ben DiNucci's quote? How much do you think Ben DiNucci will get paid per interception?
Well, given the fact he probably never gets in the field, nothing.
I mean, he might play a game. You don't think DiNucci gets in if Russell Wilson gets hurt?
All right, hold on. Broncos depth chart.
You don't think who's behind Russ?
Jared Stidham.
Yeah, I would put Ben DiNucci over Jared Stidham. And Jarrett Garantano.
You're not a big Jarrett guy?
I'm not a big Jarrett Garantano guy. He was fine at fucking Wazoo, but I put Ben DiNucci over both those guys. He's going to get play. He'll play one game.
Really?
I'm calling it right now.
Okay.
Calling it right now. Erik, the USFL is also a thing that's going on, and now where we are shifting our focus because it is the main spring league happening at the moment. Shout out, Brandon. Love you. It's already week 6 coming up for the USFL. The season kind of has flown by, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yep. I agree with that. But you know what? They were both going on at the same time. So you know what I mean? It doesn't seem like it's going on.
Those were some wild streams, Erik.
Dude, those were I mean, Jesus, dude. You were grinding those days, my friend. You were freaking grinding, dude.
I do nothing but grind. So we have an interesting playoff scenario here where every team in the North is 2-3.
Uh-huh.
Generals and Maulers are both 2-1 in the division. Panther Stars are 1-2 in the division, but all the teams are 2-3. We're gonna have to start talking playoff scenarios here, like tiebreakers, probably in the next coming weeks. There's only 4 weeks left to go. Well, technically 5 if you count this week. So it's gonna get down to the wire, and I don't know who's gonna do it in the North, and even in the South. Even in the South, it's 4-1 for the Breakers, 3-2, 3-2, and 2-3. The level of play in the USFL and the parity has increased so much in year 2 that it's insane.
I agree with that 110%, my friend.
Like, I think last year the Stallions didn't lose until week 8.
Here's a trivia question for you. What defense has given up the least amount of points?
I want to say the Maulers.
That is correct. They've only given up 86. What defense has given up the second least amount of points?
I would say the Panthers?
No. Maulers have given up 86 points. The Generals have only given up 87.
That was my third guess. For the Generals. Like, the defenses in the North are pretty stout. They're pretty damn good.
What team has given up the most points?
I mean, I feel like with that one blowout, I would say it's the Showboats. I feel like that one blowout's doing a lot of work. It's either them or the Stars.
The Stars have given up 130. What's the second team?
Is it the Showboats?
It is the Gamblers.
Ooh.
At 129.
Gambies.
Now, what team has scored the least amount of points?
Depending on when this is taking place, I would say the Maulers.
The Maulers is correct. 82 points. What is the next
up until like this last week, the Maulers just weren't scoring touchdowns.
What is the next one?
Stars.
The Panthers at 82.
Ooh. I forget about the Panthers. They came out the door swinging weeks 1 and 2 and then just went to sleep. And now now Carson Strong's on the IR, so that it's Josh Love or nothing.
Who has scored the most points?
Oh, Breakers?
No. The Stallions at a 40.
The Stallion, that one game, those 2 games that the Stallions blew out at the start of the season are doing so much work. Where they blew out the Generals and then blew out the Showboats.
Who has scored the second most points?
Then I would say the Breakers.
No.
Eric, who's blowing up your phone?
The Generals. I'm probably one of the lunatic parents of kids I coach. I am sorry. I don't know how to turn off notifications on my MacBook from a text message.
No, I dig it. They're coming after that. They're coming for that Uncle Rico smoke.
Now here's something I found interesting. The lowest scoring team in the South is the Showboats, only scoring 97 points. The highest scoring team in the North is the Generals, only scoring 96 points.
Yeah, I talked about this with Adam Pelletier on his show. The South seems to be looking so much better than the North at the moment, especially this was after, I think, week 4, where every Southern team was playing a Northern team and all the Southern teams won.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just complete embarrassment for the North. But I do think that the Maulers could be very interesting as a team. So, Eric, are you taking that into your handicapping this week? Are you going to fade the North potentially?
when the North and North match up, maybe I'll look at that as an under.
It's not a
First
bad
half
play.
under. God, I'm
You ready to
looking.
get into these?
I'm ready to get
These
who.
disgusting. Oh wait! Before we do, we're at the halfway point. Who are your 4 playoff teams? I want that right now.
Breakers.
It's
Gotta
tough after
respect.
that.
But dude, I know. But here's the thing, dude. I'm just gonna say it. I'm one of these things where like I don't. What the Gamblers have put together a couple good games.
Yeah, I think they're kind of like they're.
The Stallions. I think the Stallions make it.
I think the Stallions are hurt. I think I'm gonna.
Do we know when Bo's coming back?
I don't know when Bo's coming back. Jamar's just done. I don't know when Bo's coming back. It could be like week 8 or 9. I just think I don't know when Scooby's coming back either. They're hurt on defense and everything too. I'm going to say it's the Breakers and the Showboats.
You think the Showboats sneak in?
I think so, dude. I think Cole Kelly's a legit quarterback. I think that's kind of transformed this team. Everything's clicking for the Showboats right now. And I fucking hate Todd Haley. And I want him to lose so bad. But I think they're actually a good team. And then I think it's the Maulers and the Generals up north.
I don't trust the Generals, dude.
I don't know if I trust the fucking Panthers or the Stars for the rest of the season. Like, the Stars would be a good pick at 10-1. They're not bad. But this offensive line for the first half of the season has been putrid.
Yeah, that's true.
I just trust the Generals' like consistent running ability for the most part. I don't trust them to win. I think the Maulers are the best team in the North. But I don't know. Those are my 2 picks. It's hard to say. Like the Panthers could step around and all of a sudden uncover things. But let's get into capping these games. Game number 1. Pittsburgh Maulers taking on the Memphis Showboats. The Maulers are -2.5 with an over-under set at 41.5.
Kind of like the Showboats here, man.
Big win for the Showboats. Big win for the Maulers.
Showboats.
I'm going to take the under. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
This is probably going to get up to 42, so wait till it gets to 42. Take that under.
So look at it. So we got the Showboats just beat the Breakers.
Yep.
Oh, God.
This is a terrible spot. If the Uncle Rico I know would stay away from this game. Or take the Showboats because they're a home dog.
Yeah, I'm probably going to pass, to be honest with you.
I'm taking that under, though. And once it's released, the first half under, I'm going to be all over that, too.
Yep.
Since I am also subscribed to picking one way or the other, I will be taking the Maulers minus the 2.5. If that was at 3, I would hate it. But 2.5, I think the Maulers can kick themselves to victory and win this by like 3-6. Stallions, Panthers. Stallions -6, over under 44.5.
All right, so here's.
I want to take the Panthers. I want to take the Panthers so bad.
But the over-under is 44.5. No Carson Strong, obviously. That's going to hurt the offense of the Panthers. Stallions do have a lot of injuries.
What the fuck happened to Josh Love, dude? He looks so good week 1 and 2.
Just done.
What happened?
It's all mental, man. It's all mental, bro.
Give me the Panthers, I guess.
I would definitely lean toward the Panthers. Well, I'm for sure going to be taking the under in some form or the other.
Yeah, this probably gets up to 45. So
yeah, I'll be taking that under.
Take the under. I'm going to take the under here too. Breakers Stars. Breakers -7, over under 48. I don't think the Breakers have covered since week 1.
This is my philosophy, and I don't know how you feel about it, but it's really hard for me to trust a team laying such a big number
on the road. Technically, I guess this is like a neutral site game.
This is a neutral site, but it's the same thing. I would definitely. This is a
I'm on the
pass.
Stars. I'm on the Stars. And I think this goes to 7.5, maybe 8 by the time game time opens up. So hold off and wait. I'm on the Stars. I just don't trust the Breakers to cover. I think the Breakers win, but we've seen it week in and week out. They play the level of their competition every time. They play in close games. What are the, like, I don't think they've had a blowout yet. So week one, the Breakers beat the Maulers 22-15. They covered that spread. I think it was like 7. Well, they pushed it. The Gamblers, they only beat by 7 as well. Touchdown game. Stallions, they beat. That was the blowout right there, week 3. But week 4 and 5, week 4, they win by 3 against the Generals. And week 5, they lose outright to the Showboats.
Yeah.
I think 7's a lot of points for this team to be laying.
I
will take the over, though. I will take the over.
Here's the thing, dude.
It's got to hit. It's got to hit.
That's a lot of points, man.
I know it's a lot of points, Erik. The smart move is probably actually the under. The real smart move is the under. I think that's 2 weeks in a row.
So let's just look at the Stars games. 34.
Okay, Bethel Thompson did throw a touchdown last game. I was going to say that was almost 2 weeks in a row he didn't throw a touchdown.
Stars games. 50, 34, 34.
That offense has been putrid.
55, 45. Let's look at Breakers.
I'm going to go over. Because I feel like this could turn into a shootout because the Breakers are going to make Case Cookus run for his life. This could easily be a sneaky under, and it wouldn't surprise me. But I'm going to bet the over.
76, 69.
Are you looking at last year's?
No, I'm just looking at like previous weeks games. Just looking at previous weeks.
I'm going to bet the over. I actually do like betting the Stars here, though. Last game of the weekend, Generals Gamblers. I think this is a really good game. I think this could probably be the game of the week. Or Mahler Showboats. We're bookended by 2 really good games, I think. Generals are -6.
I think that's just
45.5.
I really think that's just way too many points. Gamblers.
That's kind of the theme of the week. Because I don't know about you. I think the Generals are a better team than the Gamblers, but I think that's just I don't think they're a 6-point better team.
Yeah, that's just way too many points. Plus, with the way the Generals play, with the running the ball, leading on the running attack, it's just tough, dude. You know what I mean? It's just really tough to get them going.
Like every game this week to me, I think the Stallions. That's like the theme for every game. Like I think the Stallions are better than the Panthers. I don't think they're a 6-point better team than the Panthers. I think the Breakers are better than the Stars. The Breakers have played down to their competition for every game. I don't think 7 points is ludicrous. Generals Gamblers, I think the Generals are better than the Gamblers, but I don't think they're 6 points better.
Mm-hmm.
This might even come down to 5.5 by the looks of it.
That's just a lot of points, man. That's just way too many points. And the thing is, when you have a team that relies on the run a lot like the Generals do, what does that mean? Limited possessions. It's hard in a game that has limited possessions for a team to cover.
They don't have a lot of the receivers to have a dynamic passing game either.
Exactly. And then when you just kind of look at it, I mean, this Generals team has only scored 96 points on the year, and they've given up 87. What does that tell you? You know what I mean? Average-wise, all their games are insanely close. So yeah, I don't know, man. I'll go with the I'll go with, I just can't trust them in that big of a number, dude. I just can't do it.
I'm gonna do a cheeky little.
You being cheeky?
I'm being cheeky. Little 4-teamer parlay.
Nice little 4-teamer.
Maulers money line, Panthers +6, Stars +7, Gamblers money line for +1587.
I like that, dude. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. Let me see if I can throw something together here. I got no money lines, dude. I got no money lines here.
Yeah, but I had to go to a different book that I will not mention on this show to find some money lines. I'm sure they'll show up there. But Erik, there's another league coming up next week. A little preseason, a little CFL preseason for our neighbors up north.
I like it. I can't wait.
You want to take a look at some of these futures?
I want to take a look at some of these futures, my friends.
So we got the Bombers at 3-1 as the favorite. The Lions plus 425. The Argonauts at plus 550. The Ticats at plus 650. The Stampeders at 7-1. Alouettes at plus 750. The Rough Riders at 9-1. Red Blacks at 12-1. And the Edmonton Elks at 16-1. Still wish a book out there would give me a prop bet for the Elks or the Red Blacks over under games until they win at home.
So, look, dude, here's my thing. Ottawa had so much injury luck, okay?
Bad luck.
I talk about it a lot on my podcast when I talk NFL, and I'm doing my NFL futures. And we have to remember at the end of the day, this is football. Is it two different leagues? Yes, but it is football. And injury luck is a real thing. When you look at how unlucky that the Redbacks were, they're due for some positive injury regression. I think it's only a matter of time before they win a game. Elks, on the other hand, I don't know. But I'm saying
I think the Elks will do the same thing they did. The Elks in particular, I think, will do the same thing they did last year. They'll be a covering machine that will be in a lot of close games, but they will just not win. That's my thought on the Elks. That's what they did last year. They were a covering machine, didn't win any of the games, but they covered like mad for you. And I think they could do that again. The Red Blacks, like Erik said, injury, bad luck through the wazoo. They get an offensive lineman from the Bombers who's going to build up this offense. And they got the first pick in the draft who's going to hopefully protect this guy. So hopefully Masoli doesn't die at about 4 or 5 weeks in. Looks really good. Takes this team to the promised land. There's value at 12-1.
I'm obviously going to take the 12-1. I mean, because in your scenario, you're looking for a team that's going to take that step forward, a team that did have some bad luck, due for some positive regression. Because of that, that's where I'm going to. I'm looking at Ottawa. I'm going to definitely be on Ottawa a lot this year, especially to start this season. Because we need to remember, like, they had week 1 when they were healthy before the wheels fell off. They had Winnipeg beat. And the wheels just kind of fell off. Excuse me. And then it slowly fell off on their season. So look, I'm seeing them.
I'll also mention, I see 12-1. I will also mention, I get that they're the favorite, but at 3-1, I don't hate taking the Bombers at this moment. This is still probably one of the best odds you're going to get them at. They're going to be in the playoffs, and they're going to be a favorite in the playoffs. They're just still that good.
Yeah, they're that good.
They're probably going to be in the Grey Cup. So you're just taking? It's like they're like the closest professional equivalent to an Alabama at the moment, where they're probably, or Georgia at this current moment, where they're probably going to be in the championship game. So you take the odds now, so you can hedge on that money line.
And then, I mean, let's just kind of run through it. Like the BC Lions, no Rourke.
Yeah, no Rourke, and just no. I don't trust. Like, the team could still be good. I still like a lot of their receivers, but Nathan Rourke made that whole thing tick. Like, he transformed this team.
And Toronto, you got Swag Kelly back there.
I think Argos are good. I think 550 is about right, and I wanted a little bit more value. You
got the Tiger Cats. They were inventing ways. They were inventing ways on losing. I mean, that's a team that's going to be. That's a team because, like, they had some funky, like, remember the thing.
You talk about regression to the mean.
On the goal line that was, like, returned for a touchdown. This is a team that's due for some turnover luck. So I'd be interested at them, but at plus 650, that's a little low for me.
If you flip
This,
them with like the Alouettes, I'd be all over the Ticats.
oh, for sure. Stampeders, not really that high on them.
See,
Hard to
7 to
trust
1
them.
feels about right, and I don't like taking it when it feels about right. I want to get value.
Montreal, completely just no median. They have a high ceiling and an insanely low floor.
They're extremely entertaining to watch, though. They are extremely entertaining to watch. But yeah, there's completely sky high and down through the floor for this team.
And then we have
The
the
worst
Rough
offensive line in the
Riders
CFL.
offensive line. Insane questions about the O line. And then on top of that, we mentioned the Redbacks, so we mentioned the Elks. I mean, just the way I'm going to talk myself through it, I'm going to take the Elks. Not the Elks, the Redblacks, excuse me.
Yeah, don't take the Elks, Erik. What the hell are you thinking?
Dude, one of those days, my man.
I do like that the Ticats have Bo Levi Mitchell, but man, he was just bleh. Oh, they got Jamie Newman too. Hell fucking yeah, brother.
Jamie Newman.
Yeah, from Wake Forest. You remember him?
Yeah, I remember Jamie Newman.
You remember the news.
Didn't he have him last year?
They did. He was all right last year. I'm trying to remember who the Rough Riders are going to be trotting out at quarterback this season. Probably Mason Fine. Or Trevor Harris. Trevor Harris would be a good pick, too. Who knows? So, Erik, I think we're both on the Red Blacks. I will also dibble a little bit on the Bombers.
Dude, we got schedules out, too, man. Ooh.
The CFL schedule you talking about?
Yeah, I'm looking at some schedules right now.
So preseason week, well, so the next preseason game happens before we record again. Edmonton, Calgary. I'm gonna say, fuck, I don't know. Preseason CFL is wild. No, so I'm gonna say Edmonton wins. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean CFL, dude. If you bet CFL, man, preseason,
you're a freak.
Prop.
If I can find it, I'll bet it. But I'm a freak.
Props. All right. Oh, dude,
this is like flipping a damn coin.
I'm calling it right now. Week 2, dude. Give me Ottawa plus. Give me Ottawa over Calgary.
Oh, actual week 2?
Actual week 2.
I will say, give me Winnipeg minus 1,000,000 points versus Saskatchewan week 2. I don't care how big that spread is.
Oh no, I'm looking at regular season.
Yeah. I'm looking at the regular season too. So you're saying Ottawa gets their first home win in like 3 years, week 2.
Yep, calling it right now, my friend.
Woo!
Shooter, shoot, my friend, and that's what I am. I'm a shooter.
Do you want to hear what the USFL futures are before we leave?
Lay it on me, big dog.
Breakers 250. Stallions 350. Generals 400. Maulers 600. Gamblers 650. Panthers 10-1. Stars 10-1. Showboats 20-1.
I would take the Showboats.
I don't want another Southern team though.
I mean, like, if you think the Maulers lose, I'd wait because those odds will drastically change.
The issue, I think you already missed your Maulers train. They were last week. They were 7-1. The week before that, they were 14-1. They've only been getting better.
I mean, and their defense is playing
absolutely. Their defense is the best defense in the league. Their defense is the best, and now that their offense is starting to actually score, they're dangerous. Erik, what do you got going on this week?
Got my podcast coming out Friday. I'm gonna have you on. You're gonna talk some USFL stuff with me. Gino's gonna talk some Preakness stuff. Gonna talk some NASCAR stuff. I'm gonna rant and rave about the NBA and bitch and moan about it. So it'll be a good time.
It'll be a fun time. Make sure you tune in. Y'all know where to find me. I'm having my XFL gym reminiscing video coming out hopefully Friday. And then we'll do some live streaming this weekend. So jump on. Feel free to jump on, folks. It'll be fun.
Time out. I'm looking at the schedule. You're telling me Winnipeg doesn't play Toronto until week 17?
Yeah, you get that in the CFL schedule. It's fucking bizarre.
They only play once?
Do they only play once? I thought everyone played twice at least. Do they only play once?
They play Hamilton, Saskatchewan, BC, Montreal, Calgary, Ottawa, Edmonton, bye week, BC, Edmonton, Calgary, Montreal, Saskatchewan, Hamilton, bye week, Toronto.
They played
BC.
Toronto once.
Another bye week. Nothing week 20. No 20.
They just played Toronto the one time. Why is that?
Well, I'm gonna say week 17. That's my hammer of hammer spots. Give me Winnipeg minus $1 million against Toronto, coming off the bye and they were in the revenge spot.
Why do they do that for for only having 9 teams? They would play more often.
Yeah, it makes 0 sense, man.
I don't know, man. Well, thanks everyone for listening. CFL schedule continues to be one of the weirdest things I've seen all year. Tune into the live streams this weekend. Hop on in. It's welcome to everybody. Love you guys, and we'll see you next week for some more Spring Fever. Bye-bye.